Alright, for anyone just tuning in, this is bear 128, Grazer and her cubs sleeping. We're right underneath the waiting area for the falls platform. My name's David Kopshever. I'm a ranger at Katmai National Park. We're filming here from Brooks Camp. These are wild brown bears that we're seeing. This is a mother brown bear with 3 yearling cubs. We are in Alaska, Katmai National Park. I'm about 10 yards away from these bears. I'm on an elevated viewing platform. I'm elevated about 12 feet off the air. And they do often sleep in the grass like this. Sometimes they dig small holes, call them belly holes, to rest their bellies in. So I am fairly safe up in my location, elevated off the ground. Brooks Camp is one of the most popular bear viewing destinations in the world. We have a system of elevated boardwalks and viewing platforms where people can view wild bears. And she is kind of panting a little bit. Even though it's fairly cool tonight, she is likely doing that to cool herself down, much like a dog would do. And already this bear has gotten into quite a few little scuffles with other bears, other sows with cubs, kind of defending her own cubs quite aggressively. All of these cubs are 1.5 years old. This is their second summer. And they're likely taking a nap right now because they're so full from all the salmon they've been eating. And brown bears will keep their cubs generally for 2.5 years. And when their bodies are ready to mate again, when they go into estrus, they'll kind of scare their cubs away, or a male bear will come along and scare the cubs away. We call that emancipation. The average litter size is 2 cubs, but it can range anywhere from 1 to 4, or even occasionally more than that. And this is this bear's first litter she's ever had. If you're seeing all this for the first time, I'd recommend you check out explore.org. Explore.org has bear cams that stream live video footage of the wild brown bears here in Katmai 24/7 all summer. Yep, explore.org. They're a non-profit organization that set up animal cams all over the world. And 171 was seen just earlier this evening at the falls, fishing with all 3 of her cubs. We do have multiple cameras along Brooks River here in Brooks Camp. Down at the lower river, those cams were experiencing some technical difficulties earlier today. We did see several bears fishing on the river earlier. 435 and her two spring cubs. 708 and her two 2.5-year-old cubs. 284 and her two cubs. There's also two unidentified males came by. One of them was courting an unidentified female. They ended up running through camp at one point. Bit of a handful for folks with bear management. The population of brown bears in Katmai is around 2,000. That's over 4 million acres. Here in Brooks Camp, which is just about 1.5 square miles, there are around 50 brown bears that are known to use the area. Females are sexually mature at 6 to 8 years old, though oftentimes they'll be courted and mate with males a few years younger than that, and for a few years after that without producing a successful litter. Generally takes a few more years of experience for a female brown bear to raise cubs successfully. It's really a harsh world in Katmai for bears. One of the main factors in that is that there's so many other bears here that use this river. And the biggest threat to a young bear is another older, larger, more aggressive male bear. They often kill and eat cubs and smaller bears, or even other bears that are just the same size as them. So this mother bear, even while she's sleeping here, she's remaining on the lookout for other aggressive male bears, protecting her cubs. And I don't know the gender of any of these bear cubs here. I could venture a guess that the large one would be a male, but that's just a guess, just based on the size. Right now I'm at the tree house, which is kind of a waiting area for the falls platform. I'm about 80 or so yards away from the falls platform and away from the falls. We haven't seen 747, at least I haven't seen 747 since earlier this season. He may be off courting other females wherever they are, following them around. The mating season for brown bears is kind of evolved to be at this perfect time in the spring when food is not quite yet plentiful and the salmon haven't quite arrived yet. There's been quite a bit of reference to the hunting of hibernating bears. That law does not apply to national parks, so none of the bears that you are seeing here, or any of the bears in Katmai at all, would be affected by that regulation. That applies to national wildlife refuges, but not national parks, which is the designation of Katmai. If you want more information on what that regulation means for bears on national refuges and how it will be implemented, you should visit the National Wildlife Refuge websites. I don't think the rain has really affected the activity of the bears so much. I think, we had such a huge run of salmon come in last night and continuing to come in today. I think a lot of bears are doing just this, taking a little nap, waiting for their bellies to be ready to put in more salmon. Oftentimes when we see the most salmon jumping at the falls, we see the fewest amount of bears. It's because they just fill up on salmon so quickly. Kind of done by design on the part of the salmon. They overwhelm their predators so that some are sacrificed, some are eaten by bears and other predators, and once they get full, they go take a nap, go do something else, and the rest of the salmon can get by unharmed. Brown bears aren't excellent climbers, but they do climb trees. They are able to. In fact, just a few days ago, this exact bear and cubs was up in a tree. And that was in response to another bear getting a little aggressive. At this time, there's probably around 15 or 20 people at the falls platform. This is in Alaska. This is Katmai National Park. And I hope you've all been enjoying this. If you want to see more wild brown bears, maybe fishing at the falls or fishing on the river, check out explore.org. It's got several cams all along the river. So if you want more, go to explore.org. My name's David. I'm a ranger at Katmai National Park. Signing out for now. Talk to y'all later. Thanks for stopping in.